just kidding, guys. As you can tell, I don't have my hat. But yeah, so as you can see in the title, this is sort of episode 11. Oh my god. This series just seems to get better and better. I don't know why, but just for me, it's just getting better and better, and it's different from a lot of anime. If you don't know what Sword Art Online is, just check it out. It's really good. So this is my review for episode 11. Alright, so basically they start off, they go to the commander of the army, the guild that they're in, and then they basically just tell them that they're gonna leave the front lines for a little bit, and then they're gonna move into the forest with each other. And yeah, so you can see is Kirito and Asuna, they're basically like this now, and they like love each other like so much, and they're basically like a family. They're sharing their cabin together in the woods. And like another scene that like I kind of liked in this this episode was when Kirito's sleeping, and then Asuna like jumps on top of him saying she loves him and all that. She never told Kirito that she loved him, like to his face while he's awake and all that, because she don't know what the hell he's gonna like respond to and say, and she'll probably feel embarrassed as fuck. So she's like hugging him saying I love you, and then he kind of wakes up and she jumps back, act like she didn't do anything. Like what the? I was like damn. And then so a big point to this whole like episode was that they're kind of they're getting really close, but it's like in the game. So Kirito and Asuna on their porch, they're outside their porch looking at the great view that they have from the cabin, and they're sort of wondering like what's gonna happen after the video game. Are they gonna like meet up in the real world and still have that bond and that love, or are they just gonna go their separate ways? So Asuna is like saying, "Fuck that! Like my feelings for you are true, obviously." And she said, "I will make sure I fucking find you in the real world, and we'll have fucking sex and make babies all day." um, yeah. So then Kirito, that just basically made Kirito sure of himself, and then it kind of takes like the scene, like it skips to like them walking towards like these mountains and like the cabin area. It's like really good in the forest. It's like a chill life. It's full of like the people like lumberjacks. They cut shit. They pick berries and all that good shit, you know. So Asuna wants to go on top of Kirito's neck, and then Kirito's like, "Yo, aren't you kind of a little old for that? Like, little fuck." So she's like, "Whatever, you can do it." And then Kirito's like, you know, like, "I love you," kind of. So he just gets down and she gets on top, and then like in the game he's like really strong since how he's like a high ass fucking level. So he starts speed running. He runs full speed like down the valley and all that. And then they meet up with a group of people, and they and the people picking berries are like waving their hands, and then she's like, "Kirito, wave!" And he's like, "Hell no, bitch, hell no." So I thought that was kind of a little funny too. And then so while she's on his neck, he decides to, you know, since I'm gonna carry you, I'm gonna decide to have like a little bit of fun. So they're walking in the forest, and he just decides to kind of scare Asuna a little bit by telling like a scary story in a sense, and like something he's heard, like a big rumor about the forest they're walking in. So then he tells her the story about a ghost walking, and then it took away this farmer's like life, or it took him away or something. And then as he's telling this like crazy scary story, Asuna looks to her right, and then she sees the exact white ghost that he's talking about, and she's like shitting bricks right now, and she like actually falls off his like neck. And I thought that was really funny as well. So she gets up and she hides behind Kirito, and she's like really strong, but yet she's scared of a little tiny ghost. So it's basically girl being a girl. Yeah, you know what I mean. So then Kirito finally sees the ghost they thought, and they apparently it's a girl, and then she faints, and then they take care of her. They bring her back to the cabin, and at first I thought this was like a little bit sketchy. I'm like, okay, she looks like a player. Okay, she looks like a player in the game, but she doesn't have a little icon over her head, so she could be a ghost. And you're just gonna take a ghost back to your cabin, okay? Mm-hmm. She no biggie. Like the ghost won't kill you while you're sleeping or nothing. No, it won't kill you. Not at all. So I thought that was a little sketchy. And then they bring the girl back to the cabin, and then she apparently forgets everything. She doesn't know what the fuck is going on. She don't know who her mom, dad is, whatever. So it kind of like makes you believe that she's probably abandoned as like a little kid, and she just walks around the forest, like trying to like basically like fending for herself. So she at first thinks that Kirito and Asuna are her mom and dad. So they basically take care of her, and her name is Yui. I forgot to say that earlier. So her name is Yui, and they start taking care of her, and then Kirito and Asuna notice that they're gonna have to give her back one day because that's not the real kid, and they're kind of getting attached to her, and then they kind of feel like a real family, and they also notice that they're gonna have to return to the front lines sooner or later, and they're gonna have to start fighting again. So it's just a big mumbo jumbo, and they're getting caught up with emotions really quick, and just going crazy. So they try to basically get rid of her. Not get rid of her in a bad way, but just trying to help her find her family, if she had any relatives or anything. So they go back to the town of beginnings, and then this is where shit gets badass. As they're walking, they ask Yui if she remembers shit. She doesn't. And then Kirito and Asuna hear like this big scream, and it's coming from like an orphanage almost. I don't know what to really call it. They go over there, and then all you see is the Liberation Army, and they're fucking with the civilians, which they're not supposed to do. Yeah, so they was basically trying to take the armor and like the money from like the poor civilians that are helpless and shit, and they were like kids too. So Kirito and Asuna jump over the Liberation Army, and basically Asuna basically whoops ass, beats the shit out of like the leader of that Liberation Army, like a little group, like 5 of them, beats the shit out of him, and she's like, she tells him that he's lucky that they're in like a safe zone and he cannot die like in a safe zone. So she beats his ass, and then he's so scared that if he was in a real zone, he would have died and lost his life, because I know he could feel that. So after that, they save the kids and all that, but then Yui starts to get some type of weird feeling, and then she faints again, and that was like basically the end of the episode, and that left me with like a huge cliffhanger. I'm like wondering like, what the fuck? Like, she doesn't have an icon over her head. She's looked like she was like glitching almost, and then she faints. Like, does this mean she died, but it's kind of like a glitch, or like it's just crazy? And she like had some sort of memory, and then it just disappeared. Like, oh, it was crazy. But just check Sword Art Online. It's a great series. I think it's one of my top 5 favorite animes. It just gets better at every episode. Trust me. Just watch it. Basically, that was my review for Sword Art Online. If you like this, just hit the like button, favorite, anything. Just make sure you subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'm out.